video for section 8.4, solving multiplying special polynomials. We're going to focus on this by probably following one of the two methods that you guys are familiar with, multiplying by distributive property or using FOIL to do these. They make a big deal about these, and it's nice to be able to recognize these and know these, but quite honestly, they're no different than anything that we've done in the past. So there are two types that we're going to really focus on. Okay, we're going to get the perfect square binomial, which a perfect square binomial usually starts off with two numbers being either added or subtracted, and then you're squaring them. Now, what I do with this is, well, they're showing you a pattern about doing this. I don't do it this way. I try not to follow the pattern. I try to do this one in the same method that I do with all these. So I'll end up showing you this, but I just want to make sure you know. And then here we have the sum or the difference of two squares. And okay, so we have the product of the sum or difference. So in this particular one, you have the same number in both the first and the second slot of both binomials, but then you have a add or subtract sign. Okay, and I'll go through and I'll show you how I do those as well. So here's one. Now this is the first example. This is the square binomial. And so you can see that it's squared here. Well, what that means, when every time you see something squared, that means write me down twice. Okay, so I've written it down twice. Now I go about doing this. And as you can see, I told you that you can either use a distributive property or FOIL. So I'm going to take n times n to get n squared. So that could be either the first multiplication or your f. I take n times -7 to get -7n. I'm done with the n's. I've done f and o. Now it's time for the middle ones. So -7 times n is -7n. That would be my I. And then I take -7 times -7, which is positive 49, which is my L. So add these up. And it's not any different than how I've been doing them all along. Okay, and that's one of the things I really want to stress. Today's lesson is not new. It's just using two different types of terms. So as I look at this one ends up to be the sum or difference. So as I go through and do this, again, I'm going to follow the same pattern. X times x is x squared. X times -9 is -9x. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times -9 is -81. I add those up. X squared. These two are the same but different signs, so they go away. -9 plus 9 is nothing. And then the other one comes down. And there you go. Alright, so now as I look at this one to me is making it look like I'm going to end up in here. Well, I'm going to multiply these. 3x times 3x is 9c squared, so 3c times 3c. 3c times 4 is 12c. Multiply numbers, add the exponents. -4 times 3c is -12c. -4 times +4 is -16. 9c squared, these two go away, -16. Okay, now any different. Hope I see that this is squared, so I'm going to just write it twice. Alright, now, if you notice there, notice the signs when I get done with this. So if I take 2x times 2x, multiply the numbers, add the exponents. 2x times 9. 9 times 2x. 9 times 9. 4x squared plus 36x plus 81. Okay, notice on both these two problems, the first and the last number are both perfect squares, like 4 times 4, 3 times 3, 2 times 2, 9 times 9. The second one, this number is different. But other than that, and now notice in this problem, I had all add signs. I ended up with all add signs. This one I had two different signs. I ended up with a negative. Okay, this one, it's already written down twice. I do see the square, but it's inside, so I'm going to multiply here. So that's 36. 6 times negative m squared is negative 6m squared. M squared times 6m is 6m squared. M squared times m squared, multiply the numbers, add the exponents, and 1 times a negative 1 is a negative, and negative 1, and m times m squared is m to the 4th. 36 comes down. These two are the same numbers but opposite signs, so they go away. M to the 4th. This one's, I don't see a squared, so I'm just going to take this and do this like how I do it. C times c is c squared. C times 3 is 3c. 3 times 3c is 3c. 3 times 3 is 9. C squared. 3c plus 3c is 6c plus 9. No difference in my technique. If you start to recognize the problems and you can see a shortcut, that's great, but I don't do them any differently. Okay, m squared, so w squared, so I'm going to put this twice. And now I just multiply it out. I really think it's important that you do, as soon as you see that squared, that you do think I need to write this twice. I see a lot of students making a mistake that they just square something and they square something else and they miss problems, and it's just not worth it. Just write it out twice and then just do your formula, your distributive property. W squared plus 10w plus 25. Okay, it's written out twice already, so let's just multiply them. V times v is v squared. V times negative 6 is negative 6v. 6 times v is 6v. 6 times negative 6 is negative 36. That comes down. Those two go away. This comes on. I'd like to add one more example here for us. Let's say I had x minus, I don't care, it doesn't make any difference. Let's go 8 squared. X minus 8 times x minus 8. Follow my same rule. Nothing changes here. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. Negative 8 times negative 8 is 64. I get x squared minus 16x plus 64. Okay, so that's those problems. So now we really practice this this particular thing, technique, multiplying polynomials, either using distributive property or FOIL. Hopefully you're really good at this. We are getting ready to have a quiz this week, so hopefully you're in a good position. Have yourself a good day.